In the morning when I rise, give me Jesus.
Good morning. We're in chapter 9 of Romans. And in chapter 9, there's a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of doctrine that is not what this is saying. And so we're going to try to clear that up in a way that you can understand, because you can't just take a few verses out of context and try to make them say something that they don't say when you look at them in context. And so when we look at chapter 9 of Romans as a whole, we can see very clearly that Paul is not supporting a doctrine that God's creating some people for eternal damnation. And so we see the heart of Paul when we see those first 5 verses we saw yesterday. Paul says, man, I wish I could be accursed. Now, is anybody that doesn't agree we're going to see Paul when we get to heaven? Absolutely. Paul is saved, and he's saying, I wish I could trade places with you guys, because you, my brethren, you who have the blood of Abraham, you believe that you're saved because of the blood of Abraham, but it's going to take the faith of Abraham. And so you're not going to be saved because you think you already are. And oh, how I wish I could take your place. See, now that's the heart of Paul. And he's going to use the rest of this chapter and even some other places in Romans to try to show his brethren that it's the faith of Abraham that brings salvation. Well, today we're in verses 6 through 8, and they say this: it is not as though the word of God has failed, for they are not all Israel who are descended from Israel. Now, Jacob had his name changed to Israel, and so that's what Paul's saying here. You're not all of the nation of Israel just because you have the blood of Israel. Of course, Israel, Jacob, was the son of Isaac, who was the son of Abraham, so we're still talking about the blood of Abraham and the lineage from him. Verse 7, nor are they all children because they are Abraham's descendants, but through Isaac your descendants will be named. See, it can't be the blood of Abraham because Ishmael had the blood of Abraham. Remember, he slept with Hagar and had Ishmael. They're not of the children of God. And here Paul is saying, just because you're of the blood of Abraham, Ishmael is too. And so if you have the blood of Ishmael, you got a problem. Now, it can be solved if you have the faith of Abraham. That overcomes the blood. See, that's what we're talking about. Verse 8, that is, it is not the children of the flesh who are children of God. See, the blood of Abraham is a descendant of Abraham in the flesh. No, it is the children of the promise that are regarded as descendants. And so tomorrow we'll talk about that promise. It's those who God said, oh, when you walk in faith, just like your father Abraham, then you're one of my children. I look forward to being with you tomorrow, and we'll look at this a little bit more closely. We'll talk about all these things. I look forward to being with you. I'll see you then.
Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all this world, but give me Jesus.